Let's start off by looking at what Uniqlo says on their own website. Uniqlo's sustainability, let's have a look, let's learn more. So they're doing some good things, recycling polyester, they've got this blue cycled jeans, so reduces water. Premium linen is a good one. Lifewear, a new industry. It looks like they're doing some things for society, for communities. They're saying really great stuff on the website, like helping people and doing sustainable things, but I've never actually been on a clothing website that says anything negative about themselves, so let's go to some other sources to see what they say about it. Okay, so Uniqlo is owned by Fast Retailing Way. The revenue in 2021 was 17 trillion euros and profit in 2021 was 1 trillion euros. So from 2020 to 2021, the operating profit is up 66% from the previous financial year, and earnings from shares were up. Everything looks like it's on the up. It's a huge company. Uniqlo's founder, Tadashi Yanai, was ranked Japan's richest man in 2021, which is a spot he's held for years. Our principles is everything for our customers, pursue excellence in the highest level of achievement, strong results through promotion of diversity and teamwork, move speedily and decisively in everything we do, conduct business in a very real way based on current marketplace products and facts, act as global as citizens with ethics and integrity. Let's have a look what Good On You has to say. So Uniqlo gets it a star. It gets 2 out of 5 for planet, 2 out of 5 for people, and 3 out of 5 for animals. So its environment rating is not good enough. It uses some eco-friendly materials, including recycled materials. It has set a science-based target to reduce greenhouse gas emissions generated from its own operations and supply chain, but there's no evidence that it is on track to meet its target. There is no evidence it has a policy to protect biodiversity in its supply chain. There is no evidence it has set a target to eliminate hazardous chemicals from its supply chain. So you can see, even though on the website they claim that they're doing all this stuff, there's actually no evidence that they're on track to meet that. Like, there's no evidence that they're actually doing what they say they are. Its labor rating is still not good enough. Some of its supply chain is certified by FLA Workplace Code of Conduct, including all the final stage of production. It received a score of 41 to 50% in the 2022 Trash and Transparency Index. If we go to that index, you'll see that that's actually worse than H&M. I will just be clear here that the Transparency Index, they just look at transparency. They don't look at like eco-friendly or anything. They're just like, are they being transparent with their practices? But it's interesting that Uniqlo, like when you look at the website, it looks so transparent. It looks like, these are the individuals making the clothes. It's actually only got 41 to 50%. There is no evidence it ensures payment of a living wage in its supply chain. So look at the number of factories they outsource to. I mean, if you've got that many factories that you outsource to, how can you possibly ensure a living wage in all of them? I also found this on a website called cleanclothes.org. This is from 2020. So it says here, in the largest unresolved wage theft in garment history, Uniqlo has owed 2,000 Indonesian garment workers 5.5 million worth of severance pay for over 5 years, but continues to deny responsibility towards these workers. They pay poverty pay, work 6 to 7 days per week, 14 or more hours a day, and then pulled out of the factory just to find faster, cheaper labor alternative elsewhere. In June 2019, Uniqlo signed a partnership with UN Women, the first formal alliance between a clothing company based in Asia and women. Of the deal, Yanai stated, "We aim to create an enabling environment for all women in our business, and yet he has done nothing to enable women of Jabak Garmindo." With them in mind, can Uniqlo's partnership with UN Women be seen as anything other than a cynical attempt to buy credibility in the sphere of women's empowerment? Because quite simply, there can be no true empowerment without economic empowerment. Well said. So this is an article from 2015, the reality between Uniqlo's corporate social responsibility promises, excessive overtime, low pay, dangerous working conditions, punitive and oppressive management style. So they have sweatshop practices, labor rights violations. This is what I'm talking about. It gives it the impression of transparency, but undercover investigations have found systemic and large-scale labor rights violations in 2 factories, with workers producing Uniqlo clothes toiling under inhumane conditions. So excessive overtime, low pay, hazardous working conditions, no respect for freedom of association. So when you have that, that's modern slavery, basically. So in response to that article or that investigation, Uniqlo did promise to kind of clean up its factories and improve work conditions. Maybe the brand has just totally changed in 7 years. Even in Australia, in 2019, workers reported bullying and harassment as rife. Toxic work culture, 18-hour days, fold 7 shirts a minute, and everyone leaves with some form of PTSD. They are a fast fashion brand. Like, even if they did all the most ethical things in the world, they would still be contributing to the overproduction of clothing. They have 1,000 stores around the world. If they only sell 100 things a day in each shop, that's 35 million pieces of clothing. Uniqlo is saying all the right stuff on the website, and yet I'm not convinced that there's enough evidence to actually back it up as a good brand. That's all from me. See you later.